Hey guys, it's Mark Joyner, and welcome to Simpleology 5.8. Now, before I show you some of the really cool unadvertised features in Simpleology 5.8, let me give you a quick overview of what we're going to cover. These four things are really good to know. Now, nobody knows exactly why vision boards work, but what we do know is that a large number of very successful people are using them effectively, but you have to use it in the right way, and that's what we're going to cover here. This is one of the things that so many people have been asking me about. Most of our users are business owners. And one of the hardest things about running a business is staying on track and staying motivated. And we're going to show you how Simpleology 5.8 is going to give you an unbeatable edge. Now, this is just kind of fun. This is something you may have not heard, you may have, I don't know, but there is some profound wisdom in a common nursery rhyme, and it ties in perfectly with what Simpleology 5.8 is all about, and it's hopefully going to make a whole bunch of things click for you in your mind that may not have made sense before. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so what do? Do you just stare at this vision board and cross your fingers and hope and pray that things are going to work out? Actually, no. In fact, if you do that, you're probably going to end up really frustrated. And there are four specific things that you need to do to make vision boards work really well. Now, before I show you what those four things are, let me frame this from the perspective of a story of a friend of mine. This is a story that probably everyone can relate to. Every business owner I know has experienced a very similar type of challenge. And in fact, everyone who has attempted to accomplish anything of significance I know has experienced this kind of challenge, because it just seems to be baked in to the recipe of life. So Bob had a dream. He wanted to be a musician, and his wife wanted to be a painter. Now, they set out with the intention of becoming those things, but as what happens with so many of us, or almost all of us really, life got in the way. They had kids, he got a job, he got really sick of the job, stress started kicking in, and they lost their passion for life. So Bob decided that the way out was to start his own business, to become an entrepreneur, and to build a future for himself, for his wife, for his kids, for his grandkids that he didn't have. He wanted all of them to be able to pursue their dreams without having to struggle and suffer in a job that they hate. But along the way, things got really hard. He experienced a number of setbacks, a lot of doubt from the people around him, a lot of self-doubt. Cash flow was going up and down, and he was tempted to just pack it all up and quit, but he knew that he would never be able to live with himself if he did that. He never wanted to look back on his life and say, I didn't pursue that larger vision. So we made Simpleology 5.8 for Bob. For all of the Bobs and Barbaras out there who don't want to settle, who don't want to give their naysayers and doubters the satisfaction of seeing them fail. They want to look back on their lives and know that they went for it, even if they went for it late in their life. So Simpleology 5.8 takes advantage of some enormously powerful psychology to give you an unbeatable edge, to turn your mind into the mind of an unstoppable, goal-seeking champion. So what's the first thing you do when you log into Simpleology 5.8? Well, as you can see right here, we have this little phrase on top that says, what I want more than anything, and you can customize this with any words that you want. Now, in Bob's case, we came up with some really tight words to encapsulate the essence of what he was looking for. Blissfully semi-retired in Costa Rica with $5 million in the bank. Now, you could write something like $5 million in the bank. That's not really very inspiring, is it? So the key to this little section right here is to focus your mind on the thing that you want more than anything. So you need to choose the thing you want more than anything else, and you need to state it with words that inspire you, vivid words with pictures and emotion. Now you'll notice that right next to that little section, we have this icon here, and that is how you navigate to your vision board. Now you want to look at this vision board as often as you like, at least once or twice a day. But before I show you the specific technique you want to use, there are a couple things you need to know about Simple Mode first. Now you'll notice some new buttons up top here. Simple Mode, which is where we are right now, and Advanced Mode, which is everything you know and love about Simpleology before Simpleology 5.8. It's all still right there in Advanced Mode. You can plan your projects, manage systems, manage your teams, manage lists, everything, all of that is still 100% there, and it's actually even better and improved. In Simple Mode, the key here is to focus your mind on the thing that you want more than anything, and to use the vision board in the very specific way we're going to be talking about here in a moment to keep you in a very excited and positive state of mind, the right state of mind for achievement, and then use these 3 steps to make it a reality. So if you have your Simpleology white belt, you know why those 3 steps are so powerful. This is the primary reason why over 1 million people around the world are using Simpleology. Imagine that this is you, and over here is the thing that you want more than anything else. What do most people do? Well, they set out and they go off in the wrong direction, they get distracted, they answer emails, they're totally overwhelmed, they never end up going where they want to go. So these 3 extremely simple yet extremely powerful tools keep your mind clear, they clear up the brain fog, they keep you focused and on track on what's important, the things that are going to get you what you want, and then you can get rid of everything else. It's like having a set of success guardrails around your life that prevent shiny object syndrome, and then having a machine that is constantly pointing in the right direction. So let's talk now about how all of the Bobs and Barbers out there can use the vision board to enhance this effect even more. So now, not only do you have these success guardrails, not only do you have this machine constantly pointing in the right direction, now with the vision board, it's almost like having an irresistible magnetic force drawing you toward the thing that you most desire. So let's talk about some of these images that we selected for Bob on his vision board. There's a very specific reason for each and every one of these images. Now, the really important thing here is to use stuff that really inspires you. You want images that are going to have an emotional reaction inside you when you look at them. You want to look at it and feel just this intense desire, and we'll talk about that more in a little minute here. But you'll notice that we also selected some images that represent important steps along the way that will aid him in his journey. So for example, down in the left corner here, we have an image of Conor McGregor demonstrating a certain amount of swagger, which is a very, very powerful asset for somebody who wants to be successful in business. There is an attitude that you can bring into business that will make you more successful. And in the upper left here, we have a personal trainer, and then we have a housekeeper and a personal assistant. Now, these 3 hires, by the way, are 3 very important hires that I think almost any entrepreneur should make. Having a personal trainer, a housekeeper, and an assistant is going to save you so much time, and that time can be leveraged into more money. So even if you can't afford a personal trainer or a housekeeper or a personal assistant right now, having those images along the way and reminding yourself of how transformative those hires can be will trigger in your mind the imagination mechanism that will find ways to make these things happen for you. These supplementary images are an extremely important addition to the images that represent your long-term goals. Now I want to show you a couple things about these images. You'll notice that some of these are moving. These are what are called animated GIFs, and you can find them all over the internet. Now this image here, you'll notice, seems to be floating without any borders. This kind of image is called a transparent GIF, and you will also find these all over the internet. And of course, you can change and transform all of these images in any way you see fit. You can expand their size, you can move them off the board here. The board will expand as you expand it. And then off to the right here, you'll notice we have some videos. You can set these videos anywhere you like them, and you can turn autoplay on and off so that if you want to use them as a soundtrack, so every time you open up your vision board, you don't see the video, instead you just hear it, you can do that as well by ticking this button right here. So what are the keys to making vision boards work? What do you actually do when you look at it to trigger this profoundly, almost magical effect that seems to occur? Now, whether you believe that this is a psychological phenomenon or a physical phenomenon, what we do know is that there are several things that you need to do to trigger the effect properly. Now, the first is to look at these images with a strong sense of desire. The next thing is to infuse that desire with a strong emotion. If you look at these things and you think, they would be nice to have, that's not the right thing. It wants to be an intense, burning, almost passionate desire for these things that you want, and that's why your selection of these images is so important. Now, the third thing here is to infuse that sense of desire, that strong, burning, passionate, emotional desire with expectation and belief. If you look at these things and you go, wow, I really love that, but I will never get it, that's not the right thing. Now, the fourth thing is to do all of this with a low sense of tension. If you look at it and you're feeling all of this desire, but you feel tense in your body while you're doing it, if you feel like you have a sense of anxiety of, oh no, what am I going to do to get these things? That's not the right sense either. It needs to be relaxed. Now, why would you relax when you look at these things? Why would that be okay? Well, that brings us to the fifth very, very important addition, and that is to combine all of this with relentless, focused action. And that's what all of the white belt tools, those 3 tools that you see on the front of Simple Mode, do for you. They trigger relentless, focused action in you on a day-to-day basis. Now, if you want an easy way to remember this, you can find it in a very, very surprising place, in a child's nursery rhyme of all things. Row, row, row your boat. That means take action. That means constantly, relentlessly be moving forward, gently down the stream. Downstream is toward the thing that you desire the most. If you're moving towards something that you don't want, you're going to feel like you're treading upstream. Merrily, 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 merrily. That means have a good time with it. Be relaxed. Now, if you're someone with entrepreneurial ambition, I want to let you in on a little opportunity here, a way to add yet another dimension to all of this that will make everything even easier. It'll be like having a wind in your sails that pushes you forward. In a few months, we're going to be releasing several new Academy products, the most important of which is a super academy that we're calling Fire Mission Academy. Now, this particular one is probably the thing that I am most proud of that I have ever built. I built this specifically for my brother because he is setting out on his first entrepreneurial project. And I asked myself if I could build something that would be a resource for him that he could use no matter what happened to me. If I passed away tomorrow, would I be able to give him a guide that would not only dump the most powerful entrepreneurial business growth information that I know into his mind, but also give him a day-to-day system he could follow that would systematically and easily build his business day in and day out. And it all boils down to 3 little tiny habits. Now, we're going to be releasing this Simpleology Academy product and 2 other brand new Simpleology Academies over the next several months. Now, before we release these to the general public, we want to gather some success stories. So for a very limited time, we have created a special deal where you can get access to all of these academies and more for one very, very low, special, limited time price. So go ahead and scroll a few inches below the video and I'll walk you through everything that's included in this formidable arsenal of tools we put together here that together will give you that mighty wind in your sails, those inspired solutions that will cut through all of your obstacles quickly so you can make all of those images on your vision board a reality much faster. If you're still watching the video, don't worry, the screen won't change, so go ahead and scroll down a few inches to where it says Fire Mission Academy. Now, you're going to get this and much more for a very special price today, but I want to point out that the retail price of Fire Mission Academy is so much higher than our other academies because of the sheer potency of the money-making information we're including here. Again, I made this for my brother as a contingency plan for him and his family in case anything ever happened to me. Now, you'd think that after 30 startups over the last 25 years, all of the information I'd need to share would fill an encyclopedia. And if I were to write everything, it would, but the little tiny things that make a real difference, there aren't that many of them. Indeed, if you had the right handful of information, if you knew the precious handful of tactics that brought in exponentially more profit than the literally thousands of others every single time, you could fit it all on a few pages. The challenge is, would you really understand it, and would you really do it? So Fire Mission Academy is a program that gets you up and profitable fast, but then deepens your understanding, galvanizes your commitment, and makes your daily business building habits ironclad. Then it shows you how to systematically scale up your profit without spending a dime on advertising. And then at the very end, it shows you how to systemize your business so it can thrive profitably without you. So you can finally go on that vacation, or finally pursue that pet dream, or even pass your business on as a legacy to the people you love. Now, if you scroll down just a little more, you can see the description of the next academy in this package, Linguistic Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Handle any social or sales situation, never run out of things to say or suffer one-upmanship fools ever again. So you can be the one everyone respects and looks up to. So the people around you do what you want. Now listen, the importance of these techniques cannot be overstated. I've known many brilliant people who didn't have these tools, so they let everyone walk all over them. Turning the tables on that situation with the extremely potent techniques you'll be learning here shortly is an essential step in achieving anything. But thankfully, it's much, much easier than most folks think, and it's a lot more fun too. If you scroll down just a little bit more, you can read a little bit about the final academy in this box of tools called Charisma Academy. How to have weapons-grade charm even if you're physically unattractive and socially awkward. You may have heard that some of the great billionaires in history have what's called a reality distortion field. It's the ability to draw people into your vision, to turn enemies into an army of allies who are willing to defend you in public, who will gladly do favors for you, who will introduce you to power brokers who can accelerate your success. And you'll do it all while maintaining your integrity, while helping everyone along the way so their fondness for you is genuine. Now, if you scroll just a little more, you'll see we're including a rather huge bonus here so you can start benefiting from this immediately. This is a 1-year license of Simpleology Elite for you +2. You get that free as part of this package, which you're going to get today for a low one-time special price. Just scroll below and you'll see the numbers in red. Now, if any time over the next 60 days you're unsatisfied with this, you can cancel anytime. Just contact our 24/7 customer care team and they'll give you a prompt and courteous refund of the entire purchase price on the spot. No questions asked. You'll have enjoyed 2 months of Simpleology Elite with no penalty, and we'll even let you keep Charisma Academy for free just for trying this out. That's how confident we are you're gonna love this. But you've got to act fast because we're eager to get as many success stories as possible, as quickly as possible. So you can see next to the price there, we put a countdown clock. We need you to say yes now before that clock runs out because we won't be able to make this deal again.